Oh, man. Hi, this is Christian Fitzharris, the Navy SEAL of entertainment and polymath vaudevillian. Just got done exercising, running out here in the woods. It's National Forest Day, and it's also Poetry Day. So, what we have to do is, exercise in a forest and recite poetry. Today, I will feature the wonderful little poem by Charles Baudelaire, and it's in French and English, and we'll get into the mind palace technique I used so that we can unwrap it and see what insights came from it. In French, it is recited as thus. Get so sweaty running all that distance. La nuit augmente, souviens-toi, le gouffre a toujours soif. La depsidre sous vide. The English translation from the 1955 book that I own is night deepens. The abysses thirst unsated, while the hourglass drains. Now, the interesting thing about this mind palace, mapping it out, right? Usually I use a mind palace for just French or just English, but this time I decided to use one mind palace, being efficient, and I decided to make half the mind palace French and half the mind palace English. And what happened was I started to attach the two so that you could, if you're walking through a mind palace, the first station I see in a store that I frequent is LA, the LA Dodgers kind of sign. LA, and then Nuit from Thelema. La nuit augmente. And so I placed that in the first station, La nuit augmente, right? But the interesting thing is, having half French and half English, you can actually attach the multiple stations, and those stations then become the translation, right? So you could start it from the middle of the French and say le gouffre a toujours soif, which is the abyss is always thirsty. Except in the English translation from 1955, it says the abyss's thirst unsated, which I guess is close, but not literal. In any case, interesting observations if you're studying language. Now, if you're studying translations and if you're studying foreign languages. Now, if you do want to learn anything and memorize anything, like, for instance, if you want to study numbers, like I did pi, 156 digits of pi recently, you can do that with Mind Palace stations and at magneticmemory.com. If you want to memorize cards, you can do that at magneticmemory.com. And if you want to learn foreign languages, you can do that with the techniques at Memory Method, magneticmemorymethod.com. All right, so go to magneticmemorymethod.com. If you're interested in memorizing anything, maybe something for work or something else. And you can actually, I think there's a magneticmemorymethod.com /scholar, and then I get some kind of credit for it, but never really used it over the years. But nevertheless, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. What the heck's on my finger? Oh, it's bloody. To celebrate National Forest Day, National Poetry Day, just as I have with Charles Baudelaire poem from 1857. And how do I know it's 1857? Because of the fact I used a number memory method program called the Major Method that says tough luck, right? Tough, 1, 8, luck, 5, 7. Tough luck. So that's Charles Baudelaire, Les Fleurs de Mal, 1857, published in 1955 in the copy that I have. And you can go to magneticmemorymethod.com and learn how to do these feats while you exercise, eat right, and do what you need to do to keep the brain games, synapses flashing happy. You know what? Brain games, and check out my video, brain games, synapses flashing, mind palace crashing with the brain games, info encoded, mental high roller. All right, I'm going to go back to jogging, and you have yourself a fabulous Friday of forests and poetry. Cheers.